Welcome TikTok. Welcome TikTok. You know what? I'm going to set this on to record because I think this is going to be a very interesting tutorial. Very interesting tutorial. Oh, people are hitting me up already. So, yes, this is a tutorial on how to do business cards. So actually, I was in the middle of doing some Pokemon cards in wood, and being that's the case, I'm gonna figure out the best way. I'm gonna figure out the best way to do everything I need to do to show y'all how I'm showing up. You know, I'm showing up blessed to be on this earth. I'm showing up blessed to be able to do this tutorial. I made a jig. I'm gonna show y'all actually step by step how to do jigs, and I'm also gonna show you a little piece on how to create your QR code. I charge to create QR codes, but you know, like it's a QR code is pretty easy when it comes to the software. If you're trying to create it with this particular software, you can put everything you want on it and then just transfer it over. I think it's like the most awesome things. So, what's up? What's up, Kevin? Wanna Maker? What's up? Yeah, we're doing business cards today. So with these business cards we're making sure that everybody's up on game. I'm actually texting a couple of people on live now, just so I can, before I start, I can actually get some people with some comments going on. I'm gonna hit my boy here, David. Boom. On live now. Boom. So yeah, now that I'm on live now, like I said, today is business cards. What I mean by business cards, I mean try to conduct some business. I'm using the X Tool F2. That's the camera right there on the side. Yeah, I'm looking differently, so it's the camera right there, top right hand, left hand corner for you. And that particular one is going to be based on the actual machine. So right now I'm going to take this off the board, so I have it strapped down to two locations. I mean, this X Tool is an amazing device. I was actually making some Pokemon cards. I was making these wood Pokemon cards. What's up, Captain No Slappy? What's going on? I was making these Pokemon cards earlier because I gotta make at least 50 of them for the set I want to do. So I'm making a different variety of them, where I'm doing the wood 3D version, then I'm doing the resin version, which has the fill-in. I think the Eevee came out the best right now so far. The resin version, and it's gonna be looking like the thing in what's the name? What's up, Rocky? What's up? What's up? What's up, Jess? Appreciate you for showing up. Appreciate you. I'm here every Wednesday at 6 p.m. between 6 p.m. and 6:30, based on my schedule. I have a 7-year-old that I pick up every day from school, so I want to make sure that he's situated before I start this. What's up, Yappin' Lens? Appreciate you for showing up. We're doing business cards, and I'm going to start from scratch. The Pokemon y'all see on the screen right now is what I actually finished just doing. I'm going to, if anybody can share the live, what's up, Nene? Appreciate you for showing up. This is what the ending result hopefully is going to be like. This is me making 6 business cards all at the same time. And I created the jig for it. The jig is like something where you just pop the little hole in the back. You pull the cards out. I want to say this took me 3 to 5 seconds. 35 seconds for each card. But if I do 6 of them, it takes me a little bit, like 2 to 3 minutes. Maybe even less. So the reason why, oh, what's up, what's up? Thank you for the first rose, Miss Nene. Appreciate you. So this is what I'm going to be creating, a business card. It's made of aluminum. See that QR code? That QR code is my dot, but I can also make it in the software. So I'm going to walk you through making it in the software right now. I'm not going to remake mine, but I'm going to walk you through it. So first we're going to get this picture off, because what I'm using here is an X2 F2, but I'm also using a slide tray. The slide tray gives me more space to do more things. It extends my actual base on it. So let's say I got 4x4. With that 4x4, I can extend it to 4 by 18 inches, or 400 millimeters. And on the side by side, it's 150 millimeters by 400 millimeters. Remember I said it's better to start doing millimeters? What's up, Hub? What's up, Chavez? Appreciate you for showing up. Like I said, we doing business cards. So if you're looking at my screen, the first order of business is create your QR code. So like right now, I'm going to show you what I have in my QR code. We're going to click this. You have it right over here, I believe. Generator. This is a generator that can generate any designs you want. And they have a fan base of anything that, like jewelry boxes. I was making jewelry boxes and stuff like that. And for my QR code, I believe I went over here. Yeah, I did. I went over here somewhere to create the QR code. It's under projects. And with all these little projects, once I created it, I found, well, this is a separate client, but once I found it, I actually started. You can either type it in yourself. So like, let's say I want the business card to just be another QR code, right? I already have a QR code here, still moments. This is for this particular TikTok. So since I have this here, let's say I want to convert this and put this on one of my cards. I'm going to snatch that up and open it. First order of business, close this up. So instead of me creating a whole new business card, let's say I just want to promote this TikTok, I can give out these aluminum cards based on this TikTok. So what we're going to do is, instead of me doing the whole array, a whole bunch of them, matter of fact, I could technically do a whole bunch of them. You know what? What color should I make it in? Blue, pink, or green? If nobody answers within the next 5 seconds or 5 minutes, well, not 5 minutes, 5 seconds, I'm gonna make him in. You know what? I'll make it in pink for his whistling. Boom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna make it in rose pink, because that seems like something I can give to somebody, and somebody will actually look at it and like, oh, wow. You know what I mean? So right now, I'm going to prepare my jig. Again, I'm going to show you how I made this too while I'm doing this. So what I'm going to do is load it up. I literally just put them in each slot. They fit in each slot perfectly because I created it on this software. Other people have this same similar jig, but I had to do it because of piece apart instead of me doing it whole. So what I'm doing is, once I load it, you see the blue cards, right? These are pink, to show you that I'm not stable in the same thing. Boom, these are all pink. I load it onto the machine, as you can see how it is. If you're looking at this tubing, right, this tubing's for extra air getting pulled out the room. I like to pull air out the room when I'm doing anything, because you don't want to be breathing any kind of dangerous anything in. Not to say it's all dangerous, but it's easier to say, all right, rather safe than sorry. Always safe than sorry. And I'm pretty much haven't been told if has been any background noises. Anybody hear me clear? Does everybody hear me clear? Anybody respond? What's up, D Nice? Appreciate you for joining us. I ain't got no likes. I got a rose, but I ain't got no likes. Where's the likes at? You know you can just tap the screens for free, right? Show me some love, man. I'm here. You're here. You already here. You might as well show up and show out. I got 17 viewers. I was trying to wait for a couple more to come in, but you know what? The show must go on. We are already 15 minutes in. I showed you a little, but showed you a lot. I got the stencil slider. I want to put this, since we got pink cards, in here. We can go straight to metal. Look for the pink cards that they show here. Boom, you see that pink, I guess it's called purple matte. That's what it looks like to me. Press apply. It has its own specific settings already. Now, I always suggest you use their settings to start off with one and move on, but their settings for me is pretty good. So since their settings is good for me, I usually just go here, then I press the button so it can take a picture of everything I'm doing, and I can see exactly where everything's at. Boom. You see the way it's moving? The way it's moving is taking pictures of everything. So then, once it's done taking the picture, it shoots it back across, and it gives me a picture. You know what? See, that's a little peeled up right a little bit. There you go. Just wanted to make sure that was doing what it's supposed to do. What's up, D Nice? Showing some love. #1 fan. That's what I'm talking about. My name is D Nice. D Nice. What's up, Rafa? Appreciate you for joining us here. Like I said, we're doing business cards. I have a QR code that I'm going to be promoting for my TikTok. And this is going to be given out to people. I charge people to do this sometimes to make it make sense. I'm that B. We miss you over here. Appreciate you for showing up. So first we're going to do is get rid of this background. This background makes more sense to get rid of. You click over the sense. You see right here where it says AI cutout. Boom. Click this. And you just knock out all that extra stuff that shouldn't be there in the first place. See, the best way to do this is a tip. The best way to do this is to make it bigger. You make it bigger, then be able to see it more, see what it's doing, and get more of the space done. So you don't have to pretty much do the eraser mode. They got a lot of eraser modes. Boom, boom, boom. I could even press a button and AI do it for me, but I'd rather not AI do it because they charge you for using AI on here. So you see all that little residue, I would say residue, right? Where is the piece that does that? There you go. The reason why I like it clean, because this is something that I'm going to put on the card, and all these blemishes do show up. Believe it or not, they do show up. I'm not worried about that. Now, even if, let's say, see how that little piece was left? All I got to do is go here to the eraser. I got a big eraser, just do this, and now it's gone. Do this. Now it's gone. It took a little bit extra, right? So all you do is go back, and there you go. It's better when I have my pen with me, but since I don't have my pen, it's the best thing. So when it comes to pictures like this, right? See how I'm done right here? I would say, you know, I'm not even nitpicking because I'm going to do it on all these 7 anyway. So we're going to confirm. Once we confirm that's what we want to do, we want to also crop it. So with the crop, what we're doing is making it as tight as possible so when we put it on the card, it is where it's supposed to be. Now, I normally would put some writing on it. What's up, Slappy? Slappy29. What's up? What's up? What's up, Snake the Great? Dope name, Snake the Great. That's what I'm talking about. I appreciate people showing up and showing out. I appreciate you just showing up. Sometimes it's just worth it to show up. Boom. Once I crop it out, I'm going to make sure the size fits what you're trying to do. Oh, Nene rejoined again. Like you see right here, I can put this here if I want, right? Once I put that there, what I would normally do is click over here. So if I was doing anything other than business cards, because business cards are shiny, when you do business cards, for some reason, you can't batch them. But I'm going to try to do it anyway. So you hit that little batch. It says batch fill. It looks at everything that's here. Then you put fill. Now, it's supposed to mimic what I did here with all those. So it has to be able to recognize them to spread them apart. Let's say it doesn't go through, I'm going to show you an alternative reason. Now, when it's shiny, again, it's a little bit different than the other ones. Let's give it one more minute. Everything that with this thing is actually 10 seconds. You see how it didn't do that. What's up, Hendrix? What's up? What's up? Appreciate you for showing up. So see that once I notice this didn't come in, right? What it does is it's supposed to recognize it. So what I can do is do one of these moves, right? Boom. This move right here is what I want it to recognize. So once you pick it up like this, you press fill. Then you have to take the object, put it in that frame that you just took it out of, and now you press fill. It should automatically figure that's what it is. So now it's what was it? What's up, Gotti? 914. What's up? What's up? Biblical. It still didn't batch fill it. So at this point, what do? I say, all right, it's not going to batch fill it. So what we're going to do is take this off. I look at it like I'm a computer geek first. Before I start filling these spaces, what I'm going to do is look at this and say, you know what? Let's edit it. We're going to edit it to make sure it makes sense. So we're going to do this. We're going to auto adjust. Let's move this over. Boom. Move just like that. Boom. You go to auto. The auto adjust makes it black and white so then your computer can see it. Once your computer see it, what you could do is like what I normally do, would make it inverted design. So with the inverted design, you can see it better on your card itself. Now, also use grayscale when you're doing this. Grayscale, it brings up more of the detail of it. The grayscale differentiates the color of it itself. When it comes especially to like these TikTok things, it's the dots. Now, again, you don't have to do it this way. You can do it like this and it'll still show up the right way. I specifically like doing it the other way. What's up? What's up, William? I appreciate the love. People are showing love over here. That's what I'm talking about. I got 2,000 likes. My goal was 10,000 before I get off of here. Especially since we talking badness. So this is one way of doing it. I also have another way of doing it. So I can always go down here and I will hit black and white. Because once you make anything black and white, it literally makes it black and white on the cards. So let's start with this, right? We have their settings, right? We have their settings. We looking at their settings. Their settings look good. I'm going to move this back in view so we can see all 6 cards. From here, I'm going to click this. Then I'm going to click this. Wait, before I even do that, let's look at this. I'm looking at these numbers, right? These numbers look right. I usually up this to 40, up this to 200, just because when you do that for certain things, it makes it a little bit more cleaner, just to help everybody out. Their settings is good. I say test it. I know my machine. I've been using it for a while. So from here, I click this. I put this down. I right click. After I right click, I put copy. And just like if you had a document, copy and paste. All you're doing is placing it right in the spot. I'm going to put it right there in the middle of the cards. Paste. That's all, literally all I'm doing. Now I could just hit this a couple more times, like 3, 4, 5, and 6. That should be all 6 of them. Got this one right here. And again, this is the best part about having an X tool F2. You can see where you're placing it directly, so there's no misconstrusions on where it's going to be at, or no mishaps. So I see a lot of people on here live. I got 4,000 likes. I'm appreciating that. So now I'm going to show you on the screen. We're doing engrave. We're using the pink card process. Now, if I want, this is what it should come out, just like that. Now, being as the case, we change the settings just a little bit, just to make sure we can get clear shots. Now, if you want to look at it closer, click this, and look closer. See, all the dots make it make sense. Especially when you do the grayscale brings up the color, so you see all that, right? That's what I love about it. Making it make sense. Making it make sense makes all the difference. So now what I would like to do is show you, boom, how do I frame out? Right now it's doing a frame out. So you see that little box in there? I don't know if you can see, it's a little blue box. So that's where it shows it's going to be. All I do is keep on moving it. It slides with it. So remember how I told you it turns that 4x4 to a 4x18? This is what it's doing. And it should stop on that one right there if you can see the blue light. Boom. It stopped right there on it. So it knows where it's supposed to be. It knows where it has to be. And the only difference with this is it doesn't show you specifically how much time it takes to do it. The only reason it doesn't is because I'm going to be doing this with the screen up. So with the slider, you can't put it all the way down to get the secure, but I got a window fan. I have an exhaust pulling as well as the pipe through this big silver pipe. Alright, safety always is first. Always first. If you're not safe, you shouldn't be doing it. That's my rule, because you don't want to lose, your family don't want to lose you, and you don't want to lose your family over something as trivia as engraving, something that you should enjoy. So now I'm clicking this. Boom, you see how all of them show up right here in the position that they're supposed to be. Click. It doesn't have the time, remember I told you, but we are going to move this down a little bit further, because like I said, I have the hose, but I also have an extra hose right here that's going to be picking up any extra smoke that's coming out. Then we press start. Then I have the button. I have the button. Boop. You see how it goes back to exactly where it's supposed to go? Then it starts doing what it's supposed to do. So while this is going, it's going to start with each card the way it's supposed to start. Right? We have a little time for that. So while we have a little time, I'm going to go back to showing about the Pokemon stuff right here, right? I placed some videos. If you're on this TikTok, you know the videos that I show are live videos of what I'm doing. Right before I got on this video, I was doing this. Charizard, I messed up on the back, so I'm creating some new ones, but these are going to be placed in there. Then it has a 3D base and everything else, and that's nothing but these same cards that I've been creating for a while to make it make sense. Oh, these are the new ones. These are the ones I just took off. Cool, right? You see how once this gets started, it starts moving. So these are the Eevee cards. Oh, I also wanted to show you what I just did at flea market that my son's PA was throwing. I'm the PA president, so we were throwing a PA flea market for the community. Everybody there made some money. Everybody enjoyed, to my knowledge, and I say to my knowledge because we don't know. Wait, what's your name? That's why I keep. Oh, I'm sorry about your phone, but you know you can take the sensitivity off of it. It's Just let me put a setting. If you text or email me later, I should be able to help you. I help everybody, even if it's not embroidery or engraving. You know, that's something that I do. I am a helper. I like to help people. That's my goal in life. Make the guy happy, and hopefully somebody remember me 100 years from now. Like, that guy was a good guy. You remember Elvis? He does everything. So this is one of the things I made. See that picture? I put a picture on a commemorative board. With this same machine, I did it on the spot. I can either have a generator hooked up to this or regularly plug in the wall. That means in the middle of a park, even if there's no electricity, I for 100% can still use this, because if I don't have electricity outside club, all I have to do is go and take my generator, push yay big, and I can make magic happen with that. But this is what I made on the spot. This took me a minute and 1 second to make. Once I figured out the program. The first time I tried to make this same coin, I'm gonna tell you a story. So, client came through. She said, "Oh, I want the picture." I said, "The picture. If you really want the picture, you have to email it to me." There was no Wi-Fi to email it to me. It's through my desktop computer. So what did I do? I said, all right, if I cannot get it by email, what should I do? Let me work on it. So I worked on it. I put my hotspot on my phone. I took my phone off. I ended up resetting my phone like 3 times. And once I actually got it started, I had to do it where you download, log out, and download again just to keep it in there. The reason why I had to do it that way was because my device had to recognize it's getting download, and when you're doing it from phone to desktop, it takes more megabytes than I want to say possibly a gigabyte, because she wanted me to do 4 different things. Oh, I am so sorry about the wind tunnel factor. The wind tunnel is because the machine is actually on, and it's a little loud, but it's not as bad as I thought. So I will talk louder. If this is better, let me know. Please let me know. I'm here to help. I don't need you squinting at your computer. If you show me enough love to show up, I don't want you squinting at your computer. So again, I made this the first violation that I did with this. I said, hey, give me a second. Once I got it fully in my computer, that was like an hour later. For the patience that the lady had, I said, you know what? Let me work on some other things that took me like 34 seconds for a jewelry box. Already pre-made jewelry box, but I ended up doing putting a name, and I want to say it's Drifter NYC. That was the organization. Great person, great people. I wanted to say, when she said she'd wait for me, I was like, you know what? I'll take care of this. Come back. Once I put the details in there, so this particular coin is supposed to have the hair follicle, a tear. She had a tear in her eye. She showed a tear. The reason why it didn't show the tear on there was because I had to dumb it down. When I put it where it has a tear and a pimple or a forehead on the side, and I can say it was bad or good. In order for it to get more detail, it takes more time. So when I told her it's going to take an hour and 5 minutes, she was like, oh, I have to come back to that. That's too much. She needed a charge for a phone, because I charged the phone for her. Oh, I got a fan club. I got my first fan. Be nice. I appreciate you. She's been on my stuff for 100 days. I do appreciate you. You're my first fan. I don't got the hoorays on here yet. You know what? I gotta start pre-programming stuff so I can put the hooray, yes! We got this. We doing something good. Appreciate you. Be nice. Appreciate you. So for me, like I said, so for this particular lady, once I said that, that's why I had to show you 2 ways. If you want the fine detail, you would have to go to the adjustment. Now, if you just want the silhouette, where this to me is amazingly still good. And this here is, I want to say a 50-year-old picture. that I had to take a picture of a picture and then download it into my computer with the megabyte flow, and I had to raise the res on it and everything. And guess what? This thing said a minute and 1 second. I said, so an hour and 5 minutes or a minute 1 second, and I can do this. And when I mean coin, I really do mean it is a coin. This is commemorative coin. This is I want to say this is silver, and the other gold ones I have are brass. These are things that I would do at the flea market for clients that make it make sense. So for me, if anybody have any questions on how to do these kind of things, on this one I made this one for the client. Then on the other side I did Happy Mother's Day. Matter of fact, I might have it. Give me 2 seconds and this is the video. I might have it. Oh, you know what? I do not have it in this display. I have it in another display that's already picked apart and put away. But in these, I did make a record of it and do it that way. So next week, I think we're gonna end up doing glass. We're gonna go back to my roots that made me happy in the first place, which is glass. Glass makes me happy. You know why glass makes me happy? Because it's something that is made from actual sand. You got sand that's on there, and when you get sand and it gets hit by lightning, it creates glass. It creates formity. It creates much more than what people is walking across. So next week we're going to be doing glass. Oh, Dad is not a now. My man, I haven't seen you in a minute. I appreciate you for showing up. You have entered the room, brother. Again, I'm still back on my ball. Right now I'm doing business cards. I'm showing people how I'm doing the business cards. The only reason I had to stop for this brother, he's the reason why I decided to go live. He has his own TikTok where they talk about the most amazing things for like fathers, for mothers even, for just information about what's going on in the world today. I'm the kind of guy that don't even watch the news. I ain't gonna lie to you. But I get informed not by TikTok or Instagram, but by my feeds that I have from weather, and I don't literally watch news because usually it's bad. But this guy, he gives me good news. He gives me good information. I actually watch TikToks. I actually like all. I ain't gonna say most of them. I like all of them and everything else. So I just had to give a special shout out to Daddy's Not a Now. And I believe I meet him every Thursday on our usual meeting. The Real Dad Network, amazing organization and everything else. But today, if you check in last or late, we're creating this business card. Aluminum business card. This business card is made of aluminum. Right now, I'm going to actually, after this is done, I'm going to show you how I can create the jigsaw. If you just have a piece of wood, you heard that sound? That means it's over. Let's see how we do it. You see it on that screen, but let me see. I see it on that screen. Boom. You see how that noise is gone? Now, let's say I wanted to put a hole in this, right? You can, in order for you to make jigs, matter of fact, I'm gonna make one in a second, but I want to see how this turned out. Boom. Look at that. Look at that. Wow. So I just made 6 cards in less time it took for me to speak to you about it. These are aluminum cards. Just pop it from the back. Boom. Aluminum cards. People gonna look at you and say, wow, how'd you get that card? Or where'd you get it from? This is where I literally make the jigs myself so I can do it. And I'm gonna show you that right after I scan this card, make sure this card is working. See how good that card looks? Let's take a screenshot. Other than the glare, you can take a picture of this. I'm gonna make sure it works. If it doesn't work, it's not worth it. This was made on this computer too. So we're gonna take the photo. Yep. Booyah. it's right to where it needs to be. See? Woo! I need help. I made 6 cards in less than 3 minutes, well, less than 5 minutes. 6 cards in less than 5 minutes. Now I'm gonna go over a little bit about how we create the jig for this, right? I'm gonna grab a piece of wood to show you literally piece by piece. See this? This is one of the pieces of wood I can use. So I place this on here. I'm not gonna make it right now, but I'm gonna show you how I make it right now. So from here, what I end up doing, you see how I place that wood in there, right? First thing I do is go to this top right and take a picture of my space that I'm using to make sure there's no bumps or anything stopping me from moving from left to right. Now it's just taking pictures of that full entire piece of wood. And on that screen, that will change. Now you see everything I made right here? If I want to, I can actually do an outline of this. So I click this. This is literally something that I just created, right? So I want to click this. That's my TikTok thing. I can place it on the wood right now. And as soon as I place it on the wood, I can go here. I can go to shape. This is how you make the jigs for it. You need a top half that you cut out and a bottom half to support that top half. The bottom half should have a hole in the middle of it, like I did here. Like, let me take these out. I'm gonna walk you through it, but I just want to make sure I take these cards out. You see, you take this. Once you take the square, click this here, click this. I know for a fact that I want my design to fit inside this little design, right? You see how I traced it? I know for a fact now my stuff will fit in here. You want to position it right. That's directly in the center of what I'm doing. Then I can move this out the way. Then I can replicate this several times, as many times as I need. Let's copy, paste, paste, paste. Let's just do 4 for right now. We're just gonna see 4. So we know for a fact that, boom. The way I do it, I use the left one to manage the right one. So you see how it's lined up? That line up knows that it's on point, and it's gonna go straight across like that. So once you see that red, it's going to tell you even the centimeters or millimeters next to each other. It's actually millimeters. But you see how that is right there on point? Once I press cut, I use my cut settings for this. Now, for here, you have to always change that top area. This is basswood. So once you change the basswood and you put cut, this is their normal tear down. This is their normal tear down cutout. So that means that these settings are already preset to cut this type of wood. This is 3mm wood, which it is, and these boxes can be cut out. Like, matter of fact, what I would use, I wouldn't waste no space, so I would still keep on going until I can't no more. Like right now, so right now I can put 5 pieces of these cutouts on this particular piece of wood. Once I cut these out, then the next piece I will put holes in it. So let's say the next piece, we move this, we cut the jig out, and then we want to put holes. Goes back to this circle. Boom. Click your circle. You see how that's a perfect circle? That is the perfect size to be, like, let's say right here. So the next one, you would put it right there in the middle. The reason why you're putting the circle is because on the backing, you're putting the backing sandwiched up against it. So when you put that circle there, once you put the card in there, it fits perfect. It won't move. You know, once it's in there, you print and engrave whatever you want. Once you're done, you click it out and you're done. I literally showed you how to do a jig. These jigs go for $10 to $15 on eBay. Instagram. Believe it or not, I even seen it on Amazon. So Amazon shows you plastic ones. I also have a 3D printer, so I can make the plastic ones myself. But they sell you the actual form to make it, or the actual STL file to make it. So they're making money off a file that's already been created, which is dope. I rather give you, instead of giving you a fish, I'd rather give you a fishing pole. This is my fishing pole to you. So I literally just showed you how to create your own jig, and you can multiply it as many times as you want. Believe it or not, I don't even care if you make it and resell it, because you could do this with the dog tags, you could do this with the chains, the keychains. I do jewelry now, so I do this with all my jewelry jigs. I create my own jig in order to cut my own stuff out so I can do multiples at the same time. So when you're doing custom work, you're only doing usually like one-offs. But let's say it's like a spiritual vibe, or matter of fact, like I'm gonna use my organization that I'm a part of as one of my templates. If this was a Real Dad's thing, I would have said, all right, I want to make Real Dad's business cards for when I meet people and I want to introduce them to Real Dads. It's gonna have they have a website. They actually sell merch on there. So with their website and they sell merch, I would put that on the card with a QR code. Instead of putting all that information on one side, we'll have the information. On the other side, we'll have their QR code that brings you right to their website, so you can know about the organization, you know how much they sell, and know how much they do. Now, I'm using it as a template, but you could also use it for your organization or your thing that you want to do as per a business, as per organization, as per you just helping out your community. So on that note, does anybody have any questions? I've been trying to watch these things and read it as I can, but you know, the only thing I can say is, oh, I got 200-day fans. D nice. And I'm that B. That's what I'm talking about. And I got 12,000 likes. I didn't even look up at my likes. That's what I'm talking about. Brother got some diamonds over here. Diamonds on my chain. Diamonds on my chain. I'm gonna start wearing my jewelry in here. You know, I got diamonds in my chain over here. Now, I got 31 viewers, very happy. Usually when they tell me I got 31 viewers, that means 31 people that stayed past a minute. Usually when I go back and look at the stats in my thing, yo, I be hitting at least a good 1,000 people. I didn't know that 1,000 people come by here and then they here and there text or ask me questions, but they never want to stay because sometimes it's after work and they don't want to hang out. I'm here. I'm going to be here hopefully for the next couple of years doing the same thing, and I want to blow this TikTok up. So right now, we're almost at 45 minutes. I want to thank everybody for showing up. If you have any questions, please contact me back. If you have any, if you're here for the first time, please like, subscribe, and share. Every 6 o'clock, between 6 and 6:30, I will be here every Wednesday, even if I'm not in this state. I sometimes go other places. So I want to show y'all one more thing. Like, these are the projects that I've been doing to multiple. So boom, I want to open this one because this is the originator of the first one I did when it came to my business cards. So I just want to show this before I log out. I know I said 45 minutes, right? I got 20 seconds left. I want to show you what it looks like to have it written out. And at least I can show you what I see when I see aluminum business card. You see that? 6 cards, the same cards. I made these 2 different styles. And being that I made 2 different styles, you already see what it is, right? Now watch this. Watch it. I'm going to blow this up. I'm going to blow this up. Has all my information on there. I did this on purpose so that you can see what you can do if you put your mind to it. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. What I mean, like, it says creative designer and photographer, custom embroidery, 3D printing, 3D scanning, photographer for events and self-portraits. Always free to ask. That's all you need for a card. And everything that's on here is not on here because this just has that QR code. It's generated by dot. I brought the dot and I just replicated my dot. So since I replicated my dot, I made sure that everybody has access to me to ask me the questions. Look on some of the stuff I do. If you like it, comment. If you don't, it costs nothing to look. I want to say I appreciate everybody for showing up and everybody being a part of this live. Just by showing up, it shows that my teaching is not falling on deaf ears. The next thing that I will be promoting is I'm having a live photography shoot where I'm inviting certain guests to learn a little bit more about photography. I'm doing a live merch shoot and person shoot. So this is the kind of thing that I appreciate. I'm going to be recording it. I'm probably going to take snippets out of it in order to make little small videos, but that's what I'm doing. I appreciate you for showing up. Again, like, subscribe, put notifications. I'm always going to try to be here every Wednesday at 6 o'clock. I keep on stuttering because I actually have a real bad headache. And I made it 45 minutes with y'all guys because y'all got me motivated. Woo! 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 Y'all have a good night. Peace.